Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchimobi Daniel, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how I achieved this very subtle matte and glowy look. So if you want to know how I achieved this look, please keep on watching. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. So this look took me approximately 30 minutes because I was in a rush. I just kept the camera in front of her and filmed everything, and then decided to do a cut and join. So please keep on watching this video if you want to know how, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, share and like and comment too. Okay, so I started off with foundation, and I mixed my Huda Beauty Interest Leches with my Lancome foundation. These two have exact shade. If you check her neck and her forehead, it's giving. So I told you guys that this is my lightest client. I've never made anybody up like a Nigerian that is as light as her. She is the lightest I've ever made up, and trust me, those two foundations are strictly for her. I haven't even used it on any other client. So this is my favorite mixture on her, and it sits so well on her skin. So I'm just taking a little bit of the foundation to spread out on her face using my younger beauty brush, and I'm going to use my white Glam to blend in. Okay, I've done her brows off camera because we don't have so much time. As you can see, I'm trying as much as possible to be fast with my application. So I was fast, and I really love how the look came out. Okay, and because I'm used to her face, it wasn't so hard for me. Don't mind her, she's conversating with her friend. So her friend, I also did her makeup and I filmed it. I'm thinking of if I should post it or not, but I might post it. The light setup wasn't okay. My light was just, fluctuating, and I don't know whether the video, but I might just post it. But you guys should forgive me if it seems like it's not like my other videos. Okay, so I went ahead and blended out the foundation, making sure it's sitting well on her skin. Trust me guys, when you're working under pressure, one thing you need to get right is the foundation application and the skin prep, because whatever happens after the makeup and makeup starts getting ruined, it starts with the skin. So for me, I take my skin seriously. Okay, so I took my time and blended out all the foundation, making sure that everywhere it's properly blended and looking smooth and clean and no harsh lines whatsoever. So this is basically what I did. Okay, so I'm a big fan of taking my time to blend foundation, because whatever that comes on top of it, you guys already know. If it doesn't sit well, then the next thing is not gonna sit well. So you should try as much as possible to put that right in place. Make sure that every corner is properly blended, and that's exactly what I did here. She also has a little bit of discoloration, but I'm not really a fan of correctors. So the foundation is full coverage, and it was able to cover any discoloration, and I really love the outcome. So next, I contoured her face. So guys, this is where my client is very light, because this foundation I use in contouring is equally a very, very light foundation, but you can see how it appeared on her. It gave her a little bit of warmth, and that was why I chose it. I didn't want something that was going to darken her face. I just want something that will give her a little bit of warmth. So this is my NARS foundation in Muria. If you know Muria so well, you know that it's very light, and it has a really yellow undertone, I really love it, and I use it because in as much as my client is light skinned, she also has this yellow pinkish undertone mixed together, kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, some part of her face has a little bit of pink undertone, and that was the essence of mixing the lancome with my tres leches just to get her exact shade. Okay, so I'm just going to use the Muria on the circumference of her face, the forehead, the cheekbones, and the chin, and I used it to contour her nose a little bit. So this look is it's a very natural look, so I'm not doing more like a structured makeup. Well, I never do though, so I'm just going to add shadows on those places that needs a little bit of hiding, or let's say contour. So just a little bit of shadows, and if you can see, her face is rounded, but it's chinning out a little bit. So these places I'm putting under are places that she has a little bit of fat, and it's going to hide out the fat. So wherever you see fat, you can, or let's say the big side of the face, you know that you need to really contour or hide them. So that's why I used the foundation there. Okay, in as much as I'm very fast, she's getting tired already, and her mind is just at her daughter's graduation because she's running late. But I know that even if I didn't film this look, I would have actually taken the same time to achieve the full look. So it wasn't bad for me to film it though, just the camera facing her and I do my thing. So for blushing, I use this pink lipstick from the iMagic lipstick palette. I just added a little bit, and you know that because she's light skinned, little still comes out kind of, I don't know, as if it's not little, but trust me, it was little, and I really took my time to blend it. So these two concealers was what I used to highlight. I can't remember the shade of the Tarte Cosmetics, but it's very bright, and I needed it to brighten her eyes a little bit. And then for toning down, I use my Born This Way in Golden Beige. So Golden Beige appears very light on some people, but you can see how yellow it came out. So I needed to still introduce a little bit of yellow undertone in my concealer. So whatever works for foundation also works for concealer, works for contour, and also works for your blushing. So you don't just use pale colors, you have to use everything. Every cream product has to match the person's undertone. So know this and know peace. So I'm going to blend that out. Because I feel that if I'd used just the Tarte Cosmetics, it would have appeared too white on her, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want that. So you blend. I always take my time to blend cream products, because when you decide to set or bake and it's not properly blended, my love, it's not going to look nice, trust me. And the setting powders always has a way of showing off your harsh lines or your unfinished blending. So it's always good for your cream products to look very seamless and clean. Try as much as possible to achieve that. And you see, the forehead area is my most important place where you don't want harsh lines. You see that circumference, you can see what my light is doing. It's just fluctuating on its own, and I don't know why. But anyways, I'm happy that I still achieved a very flawless finish. That's the most important thing. So you see how I'm very intentional, very intentional with my blending, because I know that once the powdery product comes on top and it's not properly blended, it's not gonna look nice. So you have to keep everywhere clean. Okay, the next thing I did was to set. I set with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I mixed it with a little bit of Murad Cosmetics in Curry. I really love Curry because it has a little bit of it's yellow actually, and I love that the yellow is not so dark, it's a light yellow. So I mixed it with my Laura Mercier and it was good for her face, because if you can remember, I used two different concealers, the whitish one and the yellowish one. So for her face powder, I mixed the Sephora powder and my Milani powder. I'm going to leave the shades under the description box. So using this powder brush from hudabeauty, I'm using it to set all her face where I put the foundation, and also I set the blush parts, because I remember I used the cream blush, so I just set everywhere, making sure that there won't be creasing. I really love this hudabeauty brush, powder brush, because all their brushes are so nice. I love it because the brush tools are soft, and the fact that it doesn't waste products, and the fact that it also sets the face very well without giving it harsh lines. So I was so fast because I really wanted to meet up with my time. I actually set my time. I really needed to finish this makeup in 30 minutes, and luckily for me, I did. So I went ahead to set her brows using the leftover from the setting powder I used under her eyes. I just went ahead, set her brows, because you don't want the concealer from the eyebrow to start creasing into your eyeshadow. So her request was a very natural look. She wanted her makeup to be extremely natural, especially her eyes. In fact, the entire look. I opted for a matte look, which she wanted, but I felt like I've done a matte look before on this page. If you scroll down to my videos, you've seen the previous makeup I did on her was a matte. So I actually did matte, but I decided to add some shimmers on top just to spice it up. Okay, so whenever I'm using matte eyeshadows, I always love to use my benign Glam white, because it helps to retain the matte eyeshadow. It also helps it to pop, especially if the matte is a colored or even nude. It helps it to pop very well. So I'm going to use this random brush from my Biege brush eyeshadow brush set to just apply. It's more like a tiny buffer brush, but I love the effect it gives to eye primers. It helps it sit properly without cracks or harsh lines. So for when you're doing matte eyeshadows, you have to try as much as possible to blend in your primer, because however your primer sits is how your eyeshadow is going to sit. I try to blend the edges as well, making sure there are no single harsh lines. So guys, I'm using the Blossom Beauty Makeup African Green palette, using the brown, more like a coral color from the palette as my transition. Usually I'll start my transition from the outer corner, but I'm starting from the inner corner out because I'm trying to create more like a cat eye effect. Well, I'm not so precise with it, but I still got the result that I wanted. So you guys already know my favorite eyeshadow brushes, which is the Bell eyeshadow sets. I really love their brushes because the bristles are soft and it helps to blend the eyeshadow in place, and they have different shapes for different corners of the eyes. So I'm going to take my time to blend that out, and just blending it out to give a more cat eye effect, just like I said earlier. Okay, so I don't have anybody helping me to get something because this booking was impromptu, but it's fine. So the next thing I did was to take the nude eyeshadow from my Kamsiscollection eyeshadow. This is the Amara palette. I'm not sure whether it's Amara or Diva, but I'm definitely going to leave it in the description box. So I'm using a flat fluffy brush from the Bell eyeshadow brush to just apply that nude on my eyelid, and then the leftover on the brush, I'm going to use it and blend out the harsh line from the crease color I used earlier. So when placing eyeshadow, especially matte colors, you need to just use a pattern motion. That way it's going to sink into the eye primer, and I love to take a generous amount. So after that, you can see that blending out the harsh line from the crease color, because I love the fact that there is a little bit of leftover of the nude eyeshadow, and that was what I used in blending out, because you don't want to use any other color to do that. I was really careful with my placement, making sure that everything is sitting in place. So the next thing I did was to use this random flat brush to apply glitter primer. I used the NYX glitter primer. I just tapped a little bit on the eyeshadow, the nude eyeshadow, then I used the fluffy brush from my Bell to pick up this pigment from Luzta Cosmetics. This is Glisten in Luzta Cosmetics. It has a silver, and I love the fact that it looks very natural. Like I said earlier, I wanted to do a matte nude look, but knowing that I've done matte nude on her before, I decided to add a little bit of shimmer on her eyes. So what I'm doing right now is to smudge. I plan to use eyeliner, but I don't plan to use it at the outer part of her eyelid. So I'm just going to use this same brown eyeshadow I used earlier. Okay, this one is another brown eyeshadow which is similar to the one I used earlier, but this one is from the Kamsiscollection. So I'm just going to use it and create a liner effect. Just keep smudging it out. So the same brush I'm using, this is the pencil brush from the Bell set. So I like this brush because you can actually use it and blend out. See how softly and beautifully it's blending my eyeshadow. So it's just smudging it out. I'm still going to use eyeliner, but I'm just going to use it from the beginning to the middle, then smudge it into the brown. So to create more cat eye effect, I just had to use this part of my beauty blender from the Glam Cosmetics, using the same setting powder I used earlier, the mixture of La Mercier and Mera Cosmetics and Curry, just to create a more definition. So you can see the effect it's giving, that lift. That's exactly what I want to achieve in this look. So I'll go ahead and smudge the lower liner, just the lower lash line, using the same color I used in smudging the upper liner. I already love the effect it's giving on her eyes. I know you guys are used to seeing me smudge out black or smudge out the black liner, but in this look, we're trying to keep it minimal. I'm going to still use the black liner, but I'm not going to smudge it on her lash line. So I'm going to blend out the setting powder because I don't want it to overbake. Using my Sephora powder, which I'm going to leave in the description box. You see how smooth and that HD effect is giving to her face. Trust me guys, good products are luxury brands are just it. Honestly, it makes work easier for you. So you already noticed my multi-purpose brush I've used for 2 years from Zara Cosmetics. I love it because of the strong bristles. It has seen better days in washing, but I love the fact that it's not pulling in any way. It's a very strong brush, and trust me, everyone should own it. So I went ahead to line her eyes using my favorite gel liner from Inglot in number 77. So I'm just going to line very tiny. I love the fact that I'm holding down the outer corner of the eyes because I really want to achieve a very tiny effect and very precise lining. You can see that it's not over the place, it's not big. When it's big, what happens is that it overshadows the beauty of the eyeshadow, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to hold the other end and also line to the middle, and then I'll end up smudging it out with a brush. So now you see what I'm trying to achieve. I'll smudge out the black into the brown eyeshadow. So this is the best way to actually do it so you don't overdo. So I'm first of all going to smudge out with this brush from my Hudabeauty. I used the other end earlier to apply foundation and liquid blush. So this other end, I love the fact that it's flat and it just fits into the size of the liner. So I'm going to smudge it into the brown eyeshadow I put earlier. Then I'll still go ahead and use the same brown eyeshadow over the black because I don't want the smudging to appear too dark. So I picked up that brown eyeshadow to go over the black gel liner. This will help to make it even more subtle. Then I'll still go with the initial brush I used in smudging the brown eyeshadow, just to extend it a little bit to the outer corner of the eyelid. So guys, whatever you're doing, whether you're working under pressure, being intentional is very key. I had this look in mind and I already knew that achieving it was going to be easy. So plan yourself ahead of time if you're a very confused person. So using this tiny brush from Biege, I'm trying to still further smudge it out because it needs to give me that smoky, a little bit slightly smoky liner effect. So, and I love the fact that I achieved that. So using the same Inglot gel line, I'm going to just line her waterline. I'm not lining it out of her waterline. Everything remains there because I don't plan on smudging the black liner out like I usually do in my other looks. So I'm very precise when I'm lining, and I don't have straight hands, reason why I'm using my other hand to hold down every part of the eye just to get it done rightly. So my client is already tired and in a hurry. So this is my bronzer from Fenty Beauty. This one is an island thing. Well, I love this eyeliner thing. Before I bought it, it felt like I was stupid because it's a very pale color. It doesn't really show on the skin, but on Demi it was perfect. I mean, I don't think there's any other bronzer except something in the same color and in another brand of products that would look nice on her, but this was exactly what her face needed. Okay, so for blush, this is my Kamsiscollection. This is eyeshadow. I don't know the name, but I'll leave it in the description box. I think it's their new collection, and I love the fact that the colors in it can be used as blush. So I use the peach color just to give her a little bit of plump on her face. And just because she has a very round face, I had to use that blush on the cheekbones and extended it down to the apple of her cheeks. So at this time, the rush was much. Leaf Signature had to finish up with the hair while I still finish up with my makeup application. So for the lips, this is my favorite. If you've been on this channel, you know that this is my favorite lipstick, my nude 2 in Kamsiscollection. Trust me, I don't even use any other nude lipstick, and it works for both complexion, light skin, dark skinned, you know. So after using that nude, there's this light brown from my Hudabeauty Cosmetics lip palettes they gifted me. I love the brown. It's not as dark as the one in the Eye Magic palette. I love the fact that it's very natural, and it just suits that nude lippy. And I took my time to really define the borders. And if you notice, I didn't overline because our client here already has plump lips, so you don't want to overline and give her bigger lips. So I made sure I blended out the lipstick, making sure there are no demarcations from the nude and the brown. Okay, so after that, I just used this gloss from my Fenty Beauty. You guys know Fenty is my favorite, you know, when it comes to glosses. Fenty is my favorite. There are other nice ones as well, but I really love it. But if you can't afford Fenty, trust me, you can buy Elsa's Pro, the one with the collaboration with Ronald the Seventh. It's also nice, and it has the same shimmer as Fenty, but Fenty, you know, Fenty is still the best for me. So I'm just going to gloss her lips using that brush from Pigments. So guys, the next thing I did was to highlight her face using this Artist Couture highlighter. So one thing I did was I forgot to spray her face before using the highlighter, but that's fine. I still did it. You know, when you're working under pressure, a lot of things happen. You could forget to do one or two. And that was exactly what happened to me in this look. But I'm happy that she loved her look. This look is so unfiltered, and I love the fact that skin is skinning, eyeshadow is eyeshadowing, brows, everything is just in place and sleek. So I'm just popping a little bit of that glow on the tear duct because the eyes has to be given. So guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and please don't forget to share this video to your friends, like, comment, and also always leave a look you want me to create in the description, or sorry, in the comment section. I'll be replying all your comments. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me on this channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time. Oh, I forgot. I had to pop Aloha lashes with my 4-in-1 mascara. Okay, guys, that's the last of it. That's the last. So after this, that's the finished look. See you guys in my next video. Okay, ciao.